Hi everybody. Hopefully you're in the middle of chapter 5 by now. I'm going to combine 3 and 4, sections 3 and 4 together. They're so similar and they're actually very short, so this shouldn't be a long lecture and should be a review, and there's just a few things that I want to point out in here. All right, first of all, we have the distributive law, which says that anything on the outside will be multiplied by anything on the inside. Okay, so that's just multiplication. You just distribute or multiply everything. So this is, for instance, for number 1, we're going to multiply. So you multiply your coefficients. So you have a -4 and a 2 for -8. And then you have a y times a y for y squared. Remember, too, that if we have xa times x to the b, as long as the bases are the same, then we're just going to add the exponents. So that's what I've done here. I've got a 1 and a 1 here. And then I'm distributed again. So I've got a -28y. And then as far as adding and subtracting, you can't. These are unlike terms, and they can't be combined, so we're finished. Okay? Monomial means one term. That's this one on the outside. And this is a binomial, which happens to be a polynomial. They're actually both polynomials. And so here you would just do it 3 times. You'd multiply it in once, twice, 3 times. And here you would have 2 to the 7th, then you would have 2 to the 8th, and then you would have 2 to the 9th. Okay? All right, so now if we have a binomial times a trinomial, we're just going to do more. Okay, so now we're doing the same thing again, except we're going to take this one through 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so the first one would be 5x cubed. I've got 5x times x squared. I'm going to do it again this way, so I've got a -20 x squared. Then I'm going to take this one out here, so I've got a +30x. Now I'm going to do the -3 in 3 times, okay? Same thing, and I'm going to choose to stack so that it's easier for me to add and subtract. So -3 times the x squared goes here, -3x squared. I'm going to add vertically. -3 times a -4x is a +12x. And a -3 times a +6 is a -18. And now I'm just combining. So I've got 5x cubed. I've got -23x squared. I've got a 42x and an 18. And then these are all different. Different terms can't be combined. Okay? I'm not going to check these. So here we have a 4 terms and a 2 terms. So you can take each one of these in this way, or you can take each one of these in this way. Doesn't matter. You can also just flip-flop these around. You can put this whole binomial in front. Okay, so I'm just going to let you be on these. Ooh, trinomial times trinomial. You're going to get 9 terms there. Nothing new in here. These are all the same. Does anything change with decimals? No, you might have to use your calculator, but nothing's changed. Does anything change with fractions? No, you might have to use your calculator, but nothing's changed, right? All right, and this last one here is, your choice, how you want to proceed. I guess what I would do is I would just choose randomly to FOIL these two. Drop this down. It doesn't matter what order you go, so let's just start foiling. We got 3y squared. We got -9y plus 2y minus 6. And now I can distribute this monomial through. So now I'm going to multiply all of those by 5y to the 4th. So I'd have 15y6 minus 45y5. And I could have combined these two in here first, but it doesn't matter. And then I've got plus 10y5 minus 30y4. Now these are alike, they're both y to the fifths, so I can combine those. 4, negative 35 of them. And then I look to see at my powers, they're all different, so final answer. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this, I'm going to boot up 5.4, and I just want to show you one or two things in there, and then I'll be done. Okay, so this is 5.4. There's only 9 problems in there, and there's really nothing much new in here, other than super common mistake that I see. I get this a lot, that I see this, and these are not the same. Okay? This means this. You take the whole binomial and multiply it by itself. So this is a foiling problem. Okay? So don't get that mixed up. See, when I FOIL it, I get this middle term here, and here I lose it. So this is the correct one, and this is not. Just be careful with that. I see this a lot. And I don't know, then we're back to just foiling stuff. Here you would want to probably FOIL first, maybe, then distribute your x through. Then that's just a distribution. There's not much in here that's different. You're going to be working with some fractions. Here again, FOIL, multiply through, or you could choose to do it the other way around. These are 3 of them in a row. So when I cube something, I've got 3 of the same thing. So what I'd like you to do is to take any 2 and FOIL. Okay, so we're going to get z squared minus, okay, that's my first terms. Now my outside term is minus 7z. My inside term is minus 7z. My last is a positive 49. And then that can be converted because these two can be combined. I've got z squared minus 14z plus 49. Now that whole product has to be multiplied by this last one. So now again, you're going to distribute the z through, then you're going to distribute your negative 7 through, and then simplify. So really there's no difference other than you're just going to take any 2, FOIL, and then multiply the product by the third one. Okay? Boy, this is really rotten. This is 4 of them. So you have 4 sets of r minus 3t's. And you can go about it in any order that you want. You can FOIL out the first 2 and then FOIL out the last 2 and then FOIL out those 2 together, or one at a time. Doesn't matter. Your choice. And then here we have a cube. Well, what does a cube look like? Try to draw a 3-dimensional cube for you. Yikes! Okay, we have a length, a width, and a depth, or height, however you want to look at it. Volume is a 3-dimensional measurement, so the volume of any cube is going to be length times width times the depth or the height. Okay, now that's just if it's a rectangular solid, but if it's a cube, that means that these are all the same. Okay, that's kind of like the difference between a square and a rectangle. Okay, the sides are all the same here and not here. So here we have each one the same. So we're going to have really this, right? Here's your length, here's your width, here's your depth. And then you just expand it out. Okay? So that's it for 3 and 4, and that was under 10 minutes, so that was a quick and easy one. So I'll do 5 separately, and then you should be good to go. So I'll see you in a bit.